Alright? I give our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the Hopeland Sensei elect. Right? This is Makazar from the Trinidad camp. Just want to do a little application for the elect's sake. Alright, I want to get straight into it. This is John 16 verse 1. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth Yahweh's service. Alright? Now the reason I want to bring out this, because hey, the times that we enter into is some serious times. Alright? We might end up in situation, we might have uproars. And just like with the apostles, alright, when we go out and preach, people are gonna get offended because of the truth. Alright, they ain't getting offended off of us, they're getting offended because of the truth. Alright, and they're gonna actually do us harm thinking that they're doing the Lord's service. Alright, going on, it says, and these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, ye may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. So Yahweh Shai saying it forewarning here that these things are going to come, that nobody don't get offended and fall out of the truth. Or say, nah, this can't be the truth, because all this uproar and uprising, this cannot be the truth. Because everybody wants to come against the truth. This can never be the truth. But what Yahweh Shai telling is that this is going to happen. The truth is going to cause divisions. It is going to cause uproars. And it's going to cause rifts. Alright? This is Acts. Alright? This is Acts 15 verse 2. It says, when therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas, I'm going to start from verse 1. It says, and certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren and said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved. When therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain other of them should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question. So now when you look up the word dissension and disputation, they're talking about uproars. So it had a serious uproar over this matter. Because one group was teaching one thing, the other group was teaching other things. So it was two different beliefs. So guess what? You're gonna have that when you're out there on the streets. It always have that on the comment board, and you're gonna have that. People doing videos talking about Great Millstone. Hey, once you fully persuaded that there is the truth, just know that hey, uproars, people coming against it for the truth, it's gonna come. So don't get offended off it. Alright? You just have to deal with it with a spiritual manner. Alright? Scriptures say, if you fan the fire, if you fan a spark, you're going to make it fire. But if you spit upon it, you'll out it. Roughly paraphrasing. So all that in the power of the tongue. So you just have to deal with it in a spiritual manner. Be harmful as doves, but wise as serpents. Alright? But uproars and uprisings, because of the word, go and come. You can't escape that. Alright? You can't escape that. Alright? This is Luke 13 verse 33. It says, nevertheless, I must walk today and tomorrow and the day following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem. And what Jerusalem is the people. Jerusalem always slain the prophets. So the Lord said, hey, it always evident that prophet gonna perish in Jerusalem. But in these days, the Most High give us mercy, whereas they just can't stone us to death. But hey, if we give them the power, they will do it. Basically, because the main reason is not because of indifference, it's because of the truth. And the scripture said that men hate the light and they love darkness because the deeds will get revealed, more or less. And the deeds are evil. Alright? So the reason majority of the uproars is because they choose not to receive the rebuke and the correction of the Most High. Because Isaiah 58:1, the Lord said, cry aloud and spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. You have to rebuke. Alright? You have to rebuke. You can avoid the unnecessary things, but guess what? This Lord tells us to rebuke. Rebuke with all authority. Alright? You gotta let your people know that they're going off. They're wicked as hell. Some may not like to hear that. Guess what? That is their business. But that is our duty is to tell them, because what Paul said, my hands is free from all men's blood. Now if you don't go out and rebuke, guess what? That is on you. They're gonna die in their sins, but guess what? The Most High gonna require their blood at your hands. Alright? Verse 34. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, which killeth the prophets, and stonest them that are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children, as a hen doth gather her brood under her wings, and you would not. So the Most High, the scripture said, Lord sent us out there for their good. Alright? It's Jeremiah 18. Alright? Jeremiah 18:18. It says, then said they, come and let us devise devices against Jeremiah. For the law shall not perish from the priest, nor the counsel from the wise, nor the word from the prophet. Come and let us smite him with the tongue, and let us not give heed unto his words. And that is what they do every time we go out. They come against us with the tongue. That is what they do. They call us all sorts of names because of the truth. You ain't not gonna escape that. Because of this word. Alright? Yeah, at times the works could be peaceful, but at times spirits could just jump on certain people, and hey, guess what? It's gonna happen. You're gonna have uprisings. It says, give heed to me, O Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai, and hearken to the voice of them that contend with me. Shall evil be recompensed for good? For they have digged a pit for my soul. Remember that I stood before thee to speak good for them, and to turn away thy wrath from them. And that is the reason we're going out to speak good for them. But they're coming against us. They're coming against us. Right now, we can't do them anything, but guess what? All we could do is combat them with the scriptures. Alright? To show them, hey, the errors of their ways. So in the time of judgment, they can't say they never knew. Because that is the purpose. We out there rebuking them. So you're gonna have uprisings. We ain't gonna escape that. Alright? But it's just the manner in which we deal with it. You have to deal with it in a spiritual manner. Above all. Alright? The last scripture. This is Ezekiel 33 verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them a very lovely song of one that had a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. So yeah, we out there preaching, they hear us. They might take us for sport. The scripture say we made a spectacle. They will laugh, they will mock. Alright? But guess what? They don't do the works. But we have to make sure that they hear these words. We have to make sure they hear these words. Whether the scriptures say speak, whether they hear, whether they forbear, speak. And the scripture say, quench not the fire. Don't hold back your sword from blood. Alright? Sometimes you might be out there, you have to tell the woman, hey, all you're dressing like whores, stop doing that. They ain't gonna like it, but guess what? That is part of our job. The men being faggots, hey, part of our job is to rebuke them, rebuke with all authority. That way the scripture said they used to ask the prophets, comest thou peaceably. We ain't gonna escape that. Alright? Verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that the prophet had been among them. And when they know the prophet had been among them, it's gonna be too late. Because when we out there prophesying about the destruction to come, prophesying about martial law, the RFID chip, the mark of World War III, concentration camps, the coming of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai. They're hearing these things, but they don't believe them. But when the time comes, then they're gonna believe, and that is when they're gonna seek us out, but they wouldn't be able to find us. They wouldn't be able to find us. Alright? They wouldn't be able to find us in that day, because the Lord will not take us off the streets. Then they shall know that a prophet had been among them that was speaking for their good. But as for now, our duty is to speak and rebuke, to teach, to edify. And we ain't gonna get away from uprisings when it comes. The scripture did say offenses will come. But don't get offended off the truth. Don't get offended because you see an uprising or whatever the case is, that say, nah, this can't be the truth, because it's gonna be a part of the truth. Alright? So with that, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem El Shai. Give double honor to the apostles of great millstone that rule well. Salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Marcus saying, Shalom.